Hello, my name is Erin Grills and I will be talking about the contamination of water sources from fracking. Hydraulic fracturing or fracking is being done in more than 30 states to drill for oil and gas and is continually growing. Fracking unlocks gas reservoirs that were previously unreachable with conventional drilling. For example, tight sands, shale, and coal beds. The fracturing process begins with a hole drilled into the ground to a specified depth. The steel casing is then added with perforations in the target oil-gas zones. Fracking fluid is then pumped into the casing until a pressure is added to the formation that causes fractures and fissures. At this point, the fracking fluid is stopped and all fluid is then returned to the surface for disposal. Once all the fracking fluid has left the drill hole, the oil and gas from the formation can then seep into the casing through the perforations and rise to the surface for further processing and refining. Fracking can have an adverse effect on surrounding water sources, as fracking uses a large volume of water, affecting water for other uses and aquatic life in that area. Fracking uses about enough water to support 40 to 80 cities for 1 year. Possible contamination of surrounding water can be attributed to cracks in the fracking well piping above the target oil-gas zone, methane leakage into the water sources, and fracking fluid spills. Currently, large volume waste fluids have no specific solution for disposal or treatment due to toxicity. The large volume of fluid with no safe disposal increases the risk for spills during transportation or seepage into the ground, affecting the groundwater when disposed in unlined pits. A possible resolution would be to keep the volume of water being used the same as it has been proven effective and efficient for fracking, but to eliminate some of the toxic chemical additives in that fluid. Currently, some chemical additives include diesel, ethylene glycol, methanol, formaldehyde, and hydrochloric acid. The compounds that are denoted with a star means that the concentrations in the fracking fluid are currently above the EPA safe limit thresholds. To combat this, future chemical additives in the fracking fluid could contain no diesel, as diesel has been proven to have no fracking benefit and contains many compounds that are hazardous to human health, such as benzene, xylenes, and naphthalenes. Also, the EPA has done many studies proving that the toxic additives can be substituted for water-based alternatives for equal or better fracking efficiency with the fracking fluid. To prevent leakage from the drilling close to the groundwater, multiple layers of steel casing and cement intermediates are used to prevent these leaks. As you can see in the picture, the number of extra casings and cement intermediates can be dependent on the surrounding groundwater and corrosion coefficients. Unfortunately, it's documented that about 3% of wells do not have multiple casings or cement intermediates at the depths where groundwater is known to be. A possible solution to this is, instead of only multiple casing and cement intermediate, the area where groundwater is, using the multiple casing and cements from the surface to the target oil-gas zone where the perforations would be necessary and could not be blocked in order to extract the oil and gas. In summary, the fracking industry can begin to better protect the surrounding groundwater and environment by implementing cleaner, less toxic component fracking fluid into the wells to prevent migration from disposal wells or pits into the ground, affecting the groundwater, or from the pits having runoff based on rain or spills into local creeks, lakes, streams, or rivers. A second solution is to better protect the casing at all depths of the hole and not just where the first groundwater level can be found. This will prevent fissures or cracks and leaks of the fracking fluid with toxic chemicals from happening above the target oil gas zone, where it's ideal to have fissures and cracks in the perforated casing. This prevents the fracking fluid, chemical additives from migrating to the surface and affecting the groundwater. Thank you. These are my references for the data that I used throughout this presentation.